What
Appreciate it.
role does Ryan Tannehill play in helping Malik Willis get better? Or what should he have said in that situation?
Well, I first of all, I don't know why this is a national topic because I know it's the offseason we're looking, and I'm glad to talk about this because his role, first off, is to overcome what he overcame last year and get his butt back in there and play well so he can help his team win.
Yeah.
Nowhere in the job description does it tell Ryan Tannehill that your first priority, just like you, Dan, when I came to ESPN had no clue, your job wasn't to seek me out. My job was to seek you out and learn how to interview and ask questions when I had a guest. So Ryan Tannehill's job is to be great leaders, not only make themselves better, but more importantly, they maximize other people's ability. And that includes mentoring. But it is Malik Willis's job. It is, Ritter's job. It was Patrick Mahomes' job to talk to the guy who'd been in the league, seek him out. When I was in Minnesota, Warren Moon didn't come to me. He asked if I need help, but I went to him and followed him around, or Steve Largent my rookie year, because I wanted to learn more. So while he's got a job to do, and I'm quite sure that he'll say, hey, man, you want to come watch tape? But if I want to watch tape and do lonely work, if I'm Malik Willis and do it with him, you go up and say, Ryan, man, do you mind if I watch tape with you? I want to pick your brain. And it's not always what a mentor says. It's how he leads. And when you're on the field, you can learn a lot from a guy to watch how he does his job instead of talk about how he does his job. I don't think for 1 second it's his job title. He's competing. I hope they get along in the room, but you want to beat each other's brains in on the field. It is Malik Willis's responsibility and any other young quarterback or player to go to the guy who's been there and chase him down and have him help you that way. And you do it with open arms. And I would imagine Tannehill would. It's not Tannehill's job to chase Malik Willis down. He's a third-round pick. I don't even know why we're discussing this. It's not like he was a second pick of the draft.
Yeah, I think those are all great points. And once again, they're valid points because they're coming from your perspective. You've been there, and you were there with a Hall of Famer in Warren Moon. Not that Warren Moon was threatened by you, but...
At all.
But
At all.
It was even less than what you're saying that he was threatened by you.
Right.
But still, we would have young anchors come into SportsCenter, and it wasn't my job to go there and give them a tutorial. I wasn't going to lose my job. But if they did ask for advice, whether it was Rich Eisen or Larry Beal or Stuart Scott, Reese Davis, then I would give advice.
Right.
And it was more of watch what we do, how we do it, how we prepare, and then follow along with that. But I think Ryan Tannehill realizes his job is in jeopardy. A year from now, he could lose his job to Malik Willis. But he also, if he played well last year, if he played great last season, do the Titans take a quarterback, or do they say, let's extend him? And I wonder, did Ryan Tannehill put himself in this position where the Titans said, we got to start looking down the road?
And think about this, Dan. Yes, because we're a knee-jerk reaction. We just do that. And Tannehill, with Derrick Henry, makes his job easier. And I know in the playoff game, Henry had finally come back. But the last thing we remember is you throwing 3 bad picks and losing when you were the number 1 seed to a Cincinnati team that was 10-7, and they go on and get there. Yes, all that stuff. And then you say, well, can Ryan Tannehill carry us with his arm if all hell breaks loose? And right now that's a major question. Yeah. And his job is on the line. And yes, Dan, if they go on, let's say they get to the AFC Championship game, he plays well, but they lose and don't go to the Super Bowl. They may not have taken a guy in the 3rd, maybe the 5th, and maybe they still take a guy in the 3rd and extend him because they're building for the future. I don't think Tannehill, now he mentioned he was getting therapy, that the scars are going to last forever. Of course, and his number 1 job is to make sure, it's like when you're on a plane, Dan. What's the first thing they tell you for oxygen if the mask comes down? You put it on your face and then help the person next to you. In this case, in a football sense, it's I got to take care of my gig. If you want to watch like you want to watch how I read sports, how I write beforehand, what time we get here, and then ask questions. And I think Ryan Tannehill will be more than happy to say, sure, man, here's how you attack cover 2. Here's what we do on play action. Here's how we read it. But to reach out and do it, they both have jobs. They both want to start. Tannehill's career is on the line after a poor performance. Of course, he's got his job first and helping Malik Willis and anybody else that plays a different position. Willis's job is to learn, watch, get better, and compete. And his job is to chase down Tannehill. Now, Dan, some rookies will come in and think they know it all. I'm not saying him in any play, and they won't seek out help. If that's the case, fine. We'll still have a good quarterback room and we'll still compete. And that's the way it's supposed to be. The job title at quarterback in the NFL isn't for Tom Brady to train Kyle Trask. It's for Kyle Trask to chase down Tom Brady and learn everything you possibly can.